What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
You know what? After isn't the only book that's made a successful movie series. The same feat has been achieved by Beth Reekles with her 4 books. The Kissing Booth is somewhat of a phenomenon nowadays, since it's been receiving so much praise from fans. We know that there are 2 movies out already, but what we didn't know was that these guys have even finished filming the 3rd sequel to the series. Is your mind blown? Don't worry, ours is too. But let's see what we know about The Kissing Booth First Look 2021, shall we? When did this happen?
Oh boy.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, fine.
If you haven't figured it out yet, the official news hit the fan when Netflix released a video on their Twitter account talking about the news. They captioned it, "It's official, The Kissing Booth 3 is coming in 2021. And you can pretty much guess what happened to fans when they found out about all of this. First of all, we have to talk about what the video features. When you first look at it, it seems like an ordinary video. It's just Joel and Joey hanging out in the backyard and fussing over a text. One of them wants to send it to the other co-stars while the other one is hesitant. In an accident, they both tripped, fell, and the text was sent to everyone. Even the cast couldn't believe what they just read. All of them celebrated the fact that there is going to be another Kissing Booth movie, and so did we. We just have one question for all of them. How did they manage to keep this a secret?
Well, I guess it's out.
Yeah.
Well, to tell you the truth, we're not even that surprised. But we're talking about actors lying. That's like asking Beyonce to sing. They do it for a living. Even Joey King said that this was one of the hardest secrets she had to keep. But all of them played it cool on social media, not one slip up. Now, imagine if Tom Holland was part of this The Kissing Booth 3. Joey King even posted a photo telling fans how the studio has wrapped up filming and she finally had her final day as Elle Evans in The Kissing Booth. If you think she was lying, she wasn't. She never said which movie, and after all, it was actually her last day as Elle. We think she lied because we assumed they were taping only one movie at the time. Where was it filmed?
And then, exactly 27 days ago, my heart flew off to Harvard.
I miss you, jerk.
I miss you more.
Since many of us want to know where all of this occurred, here it is. The filming for The Kissing Booth 3 was held at the same place where the taping of The Kissing Booth 2 happened. It was South Africa. They taped both movies there, and they did it at the same time, right after smashing that like button if you haven't done so already. When's the release date?
Maybe you can come to school here with me.
This is definitely a problem.
Currently, there is no specific date as to when The Kissing Booth 3 will be released, but Netflix did say that it would be sometime during 2021. Even though we have to wait a while for the 3rd movie, we're assuming it's not going to be too long. Worst case scenario, they release The Kissing Booth 3 in the fall/winter of 2021. That means that we would have to wait around 1.5 years for this other movie, which is still better than the 2 years we had to wait for The Kissing Booth 2 to be released. So all in all, it's a good deal. And if they release at the beginning of 2021 or the summer of 2021, then we will be looking at a wait period of 6 months to a year, which is not that bad when we take into account the fact that we didn't even know there was going to be a 3rd Kissing Booth movie. So now, let's just hope they release it at the very beginning of 2021. After all, most of the work is actually done. The only thing left is the editing, and when all of that is done, you can catch it on Netflix, just like all the other movies of the series. Is the trailer out? Sadly, no. There is no trailer out yet, but Netflix did reveal something even better than that. They've just released a short little teaser trailer for The Kissing Booth 3, and fans went crazy in the comments section. So, what's the deal with this short little teaser that's gotten 9 million views?
Hey guys, look what I got!
Ooh! Thank you.
Well, this little 48-second clip has managed to score around 9 million views in only a week of its release. Plus, the 350,000 likes and 12,000 comments of fans screaming at the news shows us it's a bigger deal than we thought. And what does this short little clip talk about? Well, it's basically a short preview of one of the upcoming scenes in The Kissing Booth 3. Namely, Noah, Elle, Lee, and Rachel are all hanging out at the pool. when Elle gets a call from Harvard that she totally blows off, like it's nothing. When Noah asks her what the call was all about, she simply says nothing and then leans into his ear to whisper something. Noah's eyes pop wide open. We can see how excited he got. He immediately tries to play it cool in front of everyone and replies, "Yes, I'd like that very much." Happy that Noah agreed to her offer, Elle takes him inside the house, but Lee and Rachel are full of questions, and when Lee asks them where they are going, Elle tries to make up some lame excuse and she says, "Noah wants to read me poetry and tell me all about his feelings," all while they're both hugging and kissing each other. But we all know Lee's not a dumb moron that won't figure it out.
Where are you two going?
Noah wants to read me poetry and tell me all about his feelings, so...
And he questions this lame excuse, ironically. Just as he's asking him, Noah bumps his private parts into a big old flower pot, and Lee and Rachel laugh in his face for lying. What's the story about?
I'm sorry I went out and left my phone at home.
Who'd you go with?
Just some of the guys.
Oh, I'm asking you to trust me.
Well, from what we already saw in The Kissing Booth 2 and this little preview that Netflix has just released, we're going to be looking at a story that's going to revolve around Elle's decision about college. And you know what we've been thinking? We know that Elle probably wanted to get freaky with Noah when she whispered in his ear, but what if it's not what she told him to go inside for? What if the reason she called him inside was to tell him she'd actually made a decision about which university she has chosen? What if she actually chose Harvard? And the reason she wanted to tell Noah in private was because we all know how Lee felt when he found Elle's Harvard application manual in her backpack. Whatever the case, even the actors say that The Kissing Booth 3 is probably going to revolve around Elle making her decision about her school. Joey even said, "She's really good at getting herself into a pickle, that's for sure." Elle has a lot of figuring out to do, and she figures out a lot during this movie. And then, in the end, she gives herself even more figuring out to do, which is crazy. We don't know what's going to happen. I don't know why she does that.
So this is what you've been keeping from me?
You were never meant to find out this way.
Seems like I was never meant to find out at all, doesn't it, Elle?
Of course she'll get herself in a pickle when she has to decide between her childhood BFF and the love of her life. Her decision has to be made in a very short period of time. So what will she choose, Berkeley or Harvard? And we think we haven't seen the last of Marco? Why? Because when his friend tried to convince him that Elle was not worth it at the end of the second movie, he just replied, "Yes, she is." Can we catch some spoilers by reading the books?
No, Lee first.
I got in!
Well, this one is not like the other two. The 4 books Beth Reekles has released are all tied to the first 2 movies. For example, The Kissing Booth and The Beach House are closely related to the events happening in The Kissing Booth, while the books Going the Distance and Road Trip are in correlation with The Kissing Booth 2. This means if you want to find out spoilers and what's going to happen in The Kissing Booth 3, you will have to wait like the rest of us.
I take it you're the one from the intercom?
Yeah.
Now, don't be embarrassed.
Embarrassed.
Unless Beth is actually working on another novel for the 3rd movie and she's going to release it before The Kissing Booth 3 actually hits Netflix. Who is going to be appearing in it?
I don't want space. I want you. I want you around me all the time. I want you with me right now, actually. I just want you, okay?
Well, from what we saw in the little video on Twitter, we know that many of the regulars are going to be coming back for the 3rd installment. That means the main characters are all going to be there. Joey King will be playing Elle Evans, Joel Courtney will reprise the role of Lee Flynn, and Jacob Elordi in the role of Noah Flynn. As for the others, we will be seeing Maisie Richardson Sellers as Chloe Winthrop, Taylor Zakar Perez as Marco Valentin Pena, Molly Ringwald as Mrs. Flynn, and of course, Megan Young as Rachel. We can't wait to see what they're going to do with this movie. And on that note, we end this video. But hey, what do you think will happen in The Kissing Booth 3? You can tell us in the comment section below. If you'd like more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys!